So the barn's very quiet, so I thought what I'd do is, as I'm grooming Zeus, I'd just tell you a little bit about him. So this is Zeus. He's actually 18 years old this year, and I've had him since he was a baby. He's one of the horses that has taught me to listen to horses. That horses do have a voice, and just sometimes we need to listen to them. So I had him as a 5-year-old. He was very quirky. Something could definitely happen to him, and I would say through the breaking process, that wasn't with the person that I brought him from. She was the owner, but I believe that she'd sent him away to be broken, and broke they did, literally. So when I had him, he was frightened of his own shadow. If anything upset him, he would just blindly panic. My school has got a little bit of a hedge around the outside, and I was having a lesson the one day. A noise spooked him. The next thing, he just bolted down the school, jumped over the hedge, brought me back into the barn, and he got here and he was like, how have I got here? And then I thought, my God, that's a bit frightening. You know, I don't mind a horse bolting, but when it was a blind panic bolt like that, it did really make me think, this is pretty scary stuff. His other default was he would just bronchi clean off. No if, buts or maybes. Anything that he wasn't happy about, there would be no negotiation. He would just full on bronc, send you up in the air, tuck himself underneath him, and the next thing you'd be on the floor. Touch wood, and I am going to touch wood. He's not done that for many, many years now. And even to this day, when I get on him, the minute I get on him, if he will not walk forward, I get off him. Because he's saying, I'm not happy about something. And what I do, and my job as his owner, is to listen to that. I'm not happy about something. So I will just quickly get off him, and then I will just readjust. Maybe it could be the saddle, it could be the saddle cloth, it could be anything. Just readjust everything, put everything back together, get on him, and he'll walk out and he will school as sweet as anything. They say don't own a grey, and I think you'll see why. Because underneath this mud, he is actually grey, aren't you? You're a naughty boy, eh? Why did you keep getting dirty? A little bit about his personality. Every horse is different. Some horses, so Dade, who you will meet later, he's 28. He's been my horse in a million, trillion, billion. He's absolutely been mega. But from the day I got him, every time I asked him something, he absorbed it and we moved on. I always think riding is a little bit like snakes and ladders. So as you're producing a horse, you're going up the ladder. And then every now and then you hit a snake, and that snake will bring you back down to the bottom of the ladder, and you climb up again. Now, some horses, they climb up the ladder quite quickly. So every time you get on them, you're able to move on to the next rung, able to move up to the next rung of the ladder. And it's a continuation, you're going forward all the time. And that's great if that's that horse's personality. Charlie, who you'll meet, he's exactly the same. You take him out, and every time he just improves and he just blossoms. And, you know, that's their way of going. But not every horse is the same. Some horses are a lot different. So with Zeus, I've done dressage with him, I've done eventing with him, we've evented BE. But if I don't hello, good boy. If I don't take him out regularly, the next time I take him jumping, he will just, you would think that he'd never seen a course of fences in his life, because he doesn't retain that bravery. So with him, consistency pays off, going out, doing the same thing, and then he grows in confidence. So what will happen is next time I take him jumping, and I'll document it so you'll all see exactly what happens. I'll take him jumping, he will go in, and he will almost be like, oh, it's a fence. He'll jump it. He's never not going to jump it, but he jumps it very green. He's not a green horse, but he will go very green on me. So all I do is I just keep them low, pop him round, get his confidence, and then move up once I feel that he's taking the fences on. Because the first few times I jump him, he will definitely not be taking the fences on. He will back off. He'll, like I said, he's not going to not jump them, and he's not going to stop, but he will jump them in a very, very green way, like he's never jumped a fence before. So he's one to follow his journey, and you can see how he just blossoms the more I do with him. Having said that, on the ground, you could not ask for a nicer horse. He's absolutely perfect. Considering how quirky he was and how good he is on the ground, that's what didn't make sense to me. Because I was like, what is this horse's story? Why is he good? Perfect to handle. But the minute you get on him, like if I go for a hack now and I'm riding him up the road and somebody comes walking towards me, you can literally physically hear it, feel him. He grows to about 24 hands, and then as soon as he realises that nothing untoward is going to happen, then you can feel him almost like exhale and relax underneath me. Now I've had him, so he's 18, so I've had him, 13 years, and in that time he's never ever had a bad experience with me. And there's a saying that they will say about horses, they forgive but they never forget, and that is so true. And I think that's very true of him. That early education that he had when he was broken in has definitely shaped the horse that he is. My biggest regret was I didn't have him as a baby, because he would have just been as mega as what Dade is. He would have just been an absolutely beautiful, beautiful horse, wouldn't you? So this is Zeusy, like I say. He's not been easy. You know, friends of mine who know him know that he's not been easy. Like when I first started riding him, if I got on him, however my tack was set up, that was all I'd got. I couldn't carry a schooling whip. I couldn't adjust my stirrups. I couldn't tighten the girth. I literally, however I got on him, was how I was going to stay. And for the first maybe 10, 15 minutes, the only way I was going to get off was if he ejected me. There was no way he would have allowed me to get off him in the early part of the riding. Thankfully, he's no longer like that. But it's not been without its issues, has it? I mean, you've got hay on your nose. But yeah, so this is Zeus, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching what we do. Well, I think we're actually doing some quest dressage as well. I've registered him this year to do the quest. So we'll be going out and about doing that, as well as some jumping. And we may even go down and do some cross-country, and maybe a couple of one-day events, but it just depends on whether I can get him fit enough. Because again, when I event, or if I event my horses, I wouldn't event them unless they were fit. I think that's really important. Fitness is the key to keeping your horses sound. You can't just leave them for months in the field and then drag them out and decide to take them around a cross-country course. Well, you can, but I can guarantee you're going to have some major injuries. So yeah, fitness is key to all. Make sure that your horse is fit for what you're asking it to do. And at the moment, he's definitely not. Are you? No, you're not nibbling my fingers. No. No nibble. Good boy. So yeah, so that's Zeus, and I'm going to crack on with the grooming, and I'm sure that you don't want to watch that, so I will try and demud him. Right, come on then, darling. Good boy. Good boy. Eh? Good boy. You're a good boy. Good lad.